Guys, this should be a very quick video, but the purpose of this video is to dispel some of the mystery surrounding the long-forgotten magic item, Glowing Wand. Ever since they removed penetration on this item, it went from being like the #1 used early game item to basically forgotten, and in its place came Lightning Truncheon. But that's usually mostly because nobody could ever explain how this passive really works on this item. It's got a not too good description either. Does it go like 2% to 3% to 4% or backwards, or what does it do? I'm going to show you some examples so you can figure out how it works. Do keep in mind that this is on a damage bot who has like a crazy high base HP, so the numbers you see here are for illustration purposes only. Let's grab our foxy lady friend to help us out here and do something simple. We'll hit the target with only one skill. Okay, let's take note of the damage. Now, let's hit the target with 2 consecutive skills. Take note of the damage increase again. Now let's go for a full combo on the target, and of course, take note of the damage. So our 3 values indicate that damage increases the more consecutive skill hits the target takes, and it caps out at 4%. So what's the point, you say? Well, let's grab ourselves a Harley. Yep, max damage from the get-go, 1 skill. How about Guzhin? How about Gwyn? Well, just consider that Gwyn has a fighter emblem, not the magic pen emblem, so that's why you see a little bit lower numbers. But it still works on Gwyn, and her ultimate. What about Chang'e? At least that's... sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Or Cyclops? Obviously, I'm not going to go through all of the mages that can do this, but you get the point by now. There are many mages that have multi-hit skills that will always burn the target for 4% of their max HP consistently. You may not think that's much right now, but when you pair it up with magical penetration, it can become like the DHS of the mages. Let me shut up for a bit and show you a couple of Guzhin combos with Lightning Truncheon and the Clock of Destiny. And then we'll switch that up. We'll change it to Glowing Wand and the Magic Gem. You will come to see that the damage from Lightning Truncheon on a Layla will be equal to the damage of Glowing Wand on a Layla. And if you want to argue something like, well, Lightning Truncheon needs to be paired with Cloak of Destiny, yours is not right, well then how about I argue you need to pair the Glowing Wand with the Magic Gem, or else it doesn't count either. I'm going to prove it to you in 2 ways. I'll do it single target, so on a single Layla, you're going to see how much damage she takes with Lightning Truncheon alone, with Lightning Truncheon and the Clock of Destiny, and then we'll switch it up, and we'll go to Glowing Wand alone, and then Glowing Wand plus the Magic Gem. And if that's not enough to convince you, we'll do it against a group of 3 Laylas, with the same conditions. You see, the reason a lot of people build these items is because they just like the burst damage, kind of like building criticals. You're like, oh my god, it's so much damage, big numbers popping everywhere. No, it's not like that. You see, the downside that you don't think about is that you are impressed by the damage on a single target. From far away, you can be safely doing damage, right? Well, that's not gonna really work out if your hero has to go in melee anyways, kind of like with heroes like Guzhin. What I'm trying to say is that Glowing Wand is by no means a weak item, it's just optimized for heroes with multi-hit skills. you try to use something like the Lightning Truncheon and the Clock of Destiny against something with magic res like a fighter or a tank, you're not gonna hurt them much. So in order to get that same amount of damage, you're gonna have to switch to something like Glowing Wand to mitigate that damage. You'll see that they're not really that different, and if you're fighting a more beefy enemy lineup, you should actually get Glowing Wand first. The only reason I would ever get the Lightning Truncheon first and the Clock of Destiny on heroes like Guzhen is if the enemy has heroes that are super hard crowd control, like Saber or Eudora Burst type heroes that kind of just delete you in 2 hits if you actually dive them. That's who I would use it against, but against everybody else, there's no reason to get it early game over Glowing Wand. It's just a matter of knowing how it works and if you can spam skills with the hero you own. So what do you guys think about Glowing Wand? Is it still worthy of being an early game item, or should we just leave it forgotten? Let me know in the comments. Zero out.